It is peak tomato season and all the colors and flavors are pouring off the vine. But it's still a little bit too hot for canning and cooking all day long. So today I want to share with you two really fresh recipes that really enhance the flavor of these garden fresh tomatoes. The first is a chunky Pico de Gallo salsa that you're going to love. And the second is a very easy, kid-friendly Caprese salad with a few little additions that make it special and snackable. So join me in the kitchen and let's get started. All of these ingredients can be store-bought with the exception of one. The most important ingredient, the star of the show, is garden fresh, vine-ripened tomatoes. They just do not taste the same from the store. So we can get those from our farmer's market, or we can get them from our plants in the backyard, which is what we're going to do today. Let's go harvest the tomatoes that we need to make these recipes. So for this first Pico de Gallo recipe, we're going for chunky salsa. So we need something that's more meaty, not too soft, but really flavorful and tangy. We're going to start with some early girls and then some heirlooms. I'm getting enough early girl to act as our base. These have a really meaty, thick texture that aren't going to fall apart, and I need that for this chunky salsa. So next we're going to go for some lemon boy, which are my personal favorite for flavor. And lastly, we're going to do some Dr. Witch's yellow. I always get greedy and want to pick more than I actually need. I probably have too many tomatoes, but that's all right. We're going to go to our next one, and this is for a caprese salad. So we're looking for that Mediterranean Italian flavor. I'm going for the Mountain Magic. Now these tomatoes are pretty special. They may be small, but they're mighty because their flavor is that perfect, robust, classic Italian flavor. I probably picked too many again. That's what happens when you're in here. You just get excited and you start picking. But let's go back in and see what we can make out of this. Let's just wash everything that we got, including our vegetables from the store. All right, so let's start with the most important ingredient, our base here. Now, every great chef should have a very sharp knife. I don't. So I use just a serrated knife and it helps me cut through that tomato skin. Now the key to this salsa is chunkiness. We want to keep those chunks, and everything is going to be hand cut here. We're not throwing it in a blender or a processor. You might think, oh crap, this is going to take a long time. Maybe a few extra minutes, but I promise you that the intensity of flavor is well worth it to keep these nice and chunky. I can smell this and it smells so good. These tomatoes are so fragrant. Oh my gosh. Now the lemon boys here have a little bit more tenderness to them, especially if you pick them extra ripe, and they can fall apart a little bit more easily. So I just try to be a little more tender with them. I think I'm only going to use 2 of those 3 lemon boys that I got. I got greedy and picked a few too many. And now this Dr. Witch's yellow is going to give us a lot of texture and flavor. All right, the most important ingredient is done. And this is most of the pico right here. But let's do a few enhancements and add the peppers. So I have lots of kids and they love to eat this salsa, so I don't like to make it too spicy. And if you really just want to go mild, you can do a simple green bell pepper. We're using peppers for crunch as well as color. Bell peppers are great. I personally love to use an Anaheim pepper. Has just enough kick to it to make it fun. You can always use something spicier like a jalapeno, or even those crazy ghost peppers that people do. I don't know how they eat those. But you can use as spicy as your heart desires. I'm just cutting the head off these Anaheims, and that's what I'm going to use today. I can just kind of clean out the seeds and the stems that might be remaining. When I cut them in half, I also do a little bit of that too. So cut them down the middle, clean out the veins and seeds. Now, I probably wouldn't be hired in Gordon Ramsay's prep kitchen, I'll tell you that. I am not a clean cutter here, but mostly we're just getting these prepared so that they can be laid flat and cut. Now for this step, I'm going to dice very small. Whereas the tomatoes I wanted really chunky, they are the star of the show. We do not want the peppers to overtake them. So we're actually going to go really thin and let those peppers be sprinkled throughout without taking over the tomato. The other thing about cutting them up small like this is that my kids are much more likely to eat the pepper. Whereas if they have a big chunk of pepper in their mouth, they'll usually spit it out or pick it out. So I only ended up using 2 of those 3 Anaheim peppers, and you can see as I mix them through, they're going to give beautiful color, and they're going to be spread throughout really nicely. Okay, the next classic flavor is onion. In a pinch, I don't always have a red onion, so I will use green onions because I use these in omelets and other stuff too. And I will use both the root and all the way up the stem. Red onion is the best for flavor, so if you have one, use it. How about today we use a little bit of both? So I'll take my 2 green onions and chop off the roots. I'm going to take it in half because this bulb can sometimes be thick. Take them both in half. And then I'm going to dice them all the way up to the very tip and use those. Once again, on the onion, I want them really thin. It's going to integrate better with everything. You'll get a lot of onion in each bite. Now the red onion has a great flavor and it also has a great color. So I love to add purple to the salsa whenever I can. I'm just going to give myself just a little bit of this red onion. Oh boy, the eyes are crying. They're screaming. Whew, that must mean it's going to have a lot of flavor in it. All right, I'm going to clear up these onions and we'll get moving to the next step, citrus and acid. The magic ingredient, in my opinion, is apple cider vinegar. This enhances the flavor of those tomatoes like I've never seen. Just a splash, and then we're going to choose either lime or lemon. Honestly, I always use just bottled lemon juice. I rarely buy fresh citrus, but if you do, go ahead and use those. Today I'm going to use a lime. We'll squeeze that in there. I'm using only half a lime for this bowl here. And then, like I said, the magic ingredient. And this is measured with your heart. I don't know exactly how much goes in, but just enough to give it a little magic juice. So now we have the natural flavor of the tomatoes, a little bit of crunch and kick from the onions and peppers. We've got our citrus and our acid. The last thing is just a little bit of flavor from the spices. We're going to use cumin, chili powder, and garlic powder. And then the last is a fresh herb. This you can omit if you don't like cilantro. I know some people don't like it, but I'm going to add a little bit of cilantro as well. All right, so we'll use our garlic powder nice and generously, remembering it's a deep bowl. And cumin and chili powder are just supplementary. So a few little splashes of those don't come out very strong anyway. And this will flavor that liquid that's left, almost like taco seasoning. And then I will just chop the cilantro and add that last. I'm doing what they call de-leafing, so I'm pulling the stem off and just getting those fresh leaves. There's a lot of stem that we don't necessarily want to chew on. It smells really good. It smells like street tacos. So there we have it, our chunky Pico de Gallo, and I'm going to test it out now. I'm just using a basic tortilla chip, You can use a vehicle of any kind for this. Oh, boy. Delicious. That tastes like fresh out of the garden. That everybody's going to love and want more of. If there's only one thing I'm missing, maybe just a little salt. Just to liven everything up together. That'll be our last little addition. A little bit of salt. And it's perfect. All the flavors coming together. That bowl of salsa will be gone in just 5 minutes. So let's get ready now to travel to the Mediterranean, go a little more Italian style, and try out our caprese salad. So this version of caprese salad that I want to share with you is my favorite because it just, all you need is a spoon and everybody around the table can take a scoop and eat it very easily and have all the best flavors of the dish. But there's one thing I need still from the garden, so let's go harvest some fresh basil. So with all our ingredients here, we're going to start prepping the tomatoes. And just once again, a beautiful rough cut so that we have nice thick chunks of tomato. And to enhance the natural flavor of the tomatoes, we're going to drizzle some olive oil and add salt. Now we're going to add the mozzarella cheese, and I like to use the ones called pearls that are already very bite-sized. To make it more filling, I add sliced pepperoni. Then, since the tomatoes are the star of the show, fresh basil becomes the co-star. We have to be careful as we cut that we're not bruising or smashing the basil. That aroma, we want to stay in the salad and not be left on the cutting board. And it is so strong. Now to tie it all together, we're going to use balsamic vinegar and drizzle over everything. It is now ready to serve, and we'll cut up some baguette to give it a taste. And you can see there's just enough vinegar in the bowl to give it a little flavor bath once in a while. So there we have it, 2 really fun recipes that are perfect for using up all those fresh tomatoes. And I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you try them, and we'll see you next time.